A last word on this topic for now. As creator apprentices, you can look to your life. You can see what needs to be improved. If it has to do with something you can do, then make some motion. Try this solution or that solution. Don't hurl yourself into it. Don't make a commitment for it right away. Just try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. See which attempt has the most welcoming for you. How do you know? I'm going to give you some homework right now. You can do any place. You can do it in your home at some quiet time. You can go out on the land and do it, eh? It's very simple. It will teach you how to find physically the physical feeling in your body to know which direction, which way to go physically is the safest, most benevolent way for you. And your body will give you a physical feeling then that you will be able to remember. And when you apply solutions to other problems, you might just notice that feeling. And you might have to take a path like this, not necessarily from one point to another, to maintain that feeling. But that feeling will let you know, this is working, and maybe not, got to try this way. You'll be able to find your way to solutions. Now here's the homework. Go out on the land or find some place in a room where you are that gives you as much space as you have available. Stand someplace where you feel reasonably comfortable. If you're out on the land and there's people around, ask people to give you 10, 15 feet in every direction. It would be better to have 50 feet, but for some of you that won't be possible. But I will give the instructions for those of you who might have some space, even in a backyard. Make sure you have permission to use the space. Stand someplace. You can face any direction you want. And imagine yourself in the center of a clock. So you'll know that you have 12 positions, eh? While you're standing in that space, make one very small step towards any number on that clock. Say you start with 12 and stop. Then step back into your original position. Then do that going to 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, always turning to your left. Why? Because benevolence flows around the earth in this way, to the left. I'll say more about that another time. So after you get around the clock and you've done 1 o'clock, then turn to your original position so you're facing so-called 12 o'clock again, though this is not critical. I'm just giving you these directions using the clock so that you will have a sense of which way to go. Then say this: what is the best way for me to resolve? Then pick something simple, the kind of thing that you have resolved before, doing something. Only don't start with that. Take a brief step towards so-called 12 o'clock again and pick something that you know doesn't work. And go around. If you can't think of 12 alternatives, okay, go around, turning around to your left, all right, counterclockwise, yeah. and say things that you haven't thought of trying before to create resolution to that thing, and be sure to include saying what has worked for you. And you will find, as you take that step in that direction, you will say, would it be best for me to, all right? You pick something that you know works, it's worked for you. Then you continue around like that, always taking a step forward as you come up with the alternative on how to resolve something. Then step back. At some point you're going to, doing this process, trying other things that you've been able to solve, simple things, not complicated things. You're going to accumulate the feeling not only of what doesn't work, because you know you've tried it and it doesn't work. You'll accumulate the feeling also of what does work, because you've done it and you know it works. But there'll be a bonus. Along the way, when you come up with things that haven't worked in the past for solving that thing for yourself, or that you say just because you're doing the homework, you might just find that something does work, or it might work. When that happens, you'll get that it'll work feeling, but it might have a more benevolent aspect to it. Some of you might feel some warmth, some of you might feel even a thrill of excitement. So, that's your homework. It will help you to find your way in life, to know and understand your physical feelings. I'll say more about these things in time. Good life.